Well, it's 2 a.m. again. Can't sleep. Um, gonna be working on the house this time. I have a personal hatred for the modern dating scene. I don't feel that dating apps are meant for everybody. I feel 100% that dating apps are designed just for people who want hookups or just something meaningless. And it's just not something that everybody's looking for. I feel that myself and a lot of men my age, this generation in general, um, I don't want to say loneliness epidemic, but a lot of us feel underappreciated, not looked at. I put my best foot forward when it comes to people that I'm interested in. Um, I feel like the energy that I put in is never quite returned the same way that I give it. It's just kind of disappointing. What did I plant here? Okay. It's hard to be somebody that wants so badly to be good to another person and treat them with kindness and respect and just not get that in return at all from anyone. It's it's hard. There's a girl I'm very interested in, and I'm just not gonna say anything to her because related to the topic I was just speaking about, I don't feel that I will be respected or that she'll listen or take me seriously if I tried to tell her how I feel. I don't feel it's my place either. I've known this girl for a long time. And if you've watched the previous video, you know that I kind of already blew my chances with her. She's not really speaking to me currently. And I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't speak to me in this situation either, honestly. And that's okay. I'll be okay. And I've tried going out and meeting people, and I've tried dating apps, I've tried everything, I feel like, and it's just hard for me. I put myself out there, and I don't pretend to be somebody I'm not. I just try to be myself, and that's not what the people I like, I guess. It's I don't know. I feel like excuse me. I feel like a lot of people in my generation they they look for an idealized version of someone and they don't see past that idealized version. It's just they want it, and if they can't have it, they're gonna just keep looking. And I understand having that as a priority, I guess, like wanting somebody that you want to be with to be your ideal, and that's no fault on anyone for that. It's just frustrating as the one who isn't ever the ideal, I guess. It's it's hard sometimes, and I'm not trying to like, oh, boo hoo, uh, nobody wants me, whatever. Like, I'm not looking for pity. I just, there's no one really to vent this frustration to in my life. So I'm putting it on YouTube, and maybe someone will feel the same way and relate, and this can help them because at the end of the day, nothing any girl says or any guy says to anybody is worth doing anything stupid or drastic over. And I don't just mean like physically, I mean mentally as well. Like, it's important to take care of yourself and sometimes just letting go and being okay with being not the person that the person you want is looking for. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to come to terms with, for sure. It's not something anybody wants to face. But at the end of the day, things happen, you know? You can't change the way someone feels. Oh, that's lucky. There's an important line to be drawn as well. Like, at a certain point, you have to just respect your own boundaries. You can't stay hung up on someone forever. And in the same breath, it is okay to be hung up as well. Like, it's not you're not less of a person for still having feelings for somebody after they've rejected you. It's not acting on them that makes you normal, you know? Like, you shouldn't keep harassing somebody after they have told you that you're just not what they're looking for. And sometimes people don't realize they're doing it. I've been that person before where I think if I just try harder, maybe they'll like me more. And that's not the case almost ever for anyone. And it's because you can't make people feel how you want them to. It's not because you're necessarily a bad person or it's not because you're unlovable. I used to think that about myself a lot. Um, I was dating the same girl from the time I was 16 until right before I turned 19. I thought we were going to get married. I thought we would be together forever. Um, At this point, she is with someone else. She's happy with them. And I just want to see the best for her. I still care about her. I wouldn't say I'm still in love. I want to see her succeed. I want to see her happy, but I understand I'm not a part of that, not any more than she wants me to be. She texted me earlier this month to say happy birthday, which was a little funny because my birthday is actually in February. And having been together 2 years, I just I just thought it was funny that she had mixed it up, honestly, and that's part of what I liked about her so much. Is she was unapologetic. She was honest, and I respected those things. You know, it's not easy to just get something wrong like that about somebody you've known for so long and just roll with it. And she just did, and I respect that. And like I said, she's happy with somebody else. I would never try to take that away from her. I would never try to come in between that. And as I said before, I don't hold any romantic feelings for her anymore. I just want to see the best for her. She texts me around holidays, and it is what it is. Like, nothing's gonna change. Not that I would want it to. I'm okay with how things are. I hope that eventually I can find somebody that's more permanent in my life, more willing to be there. And that's not to say she wasn't, because she was. Just not anymore. I have another ex-girlfriend that feels the need to text me about her new boyfriend as well, and that's always a treat. And that's an example of unhealthy coping. I stay in contact with her because it's habit at this point, and it was originally because I thought I still had a chance. I know now that I don't, especially since she is also with somebody else now. And again, I'm happy for her. I want her to be happy. I want the best for her, and I would never try to do anything to take those happy moments away from her or make her feel worse for my own sake. That's just not right. And I know people that would do that, that would try to just bring the other person down in that situation, and that's not healthy. That's not good for either person, because at the end of the day, she's going to feel terrible. You're going to feel terrible. Everybody involved gets hurt. It's just not good for anybody. And there's really no reason to be like that, you know. It's just be a good person. There's no reason to be hateful or make the other person feel bad because you're not happy. It's cruel to do those things. And excuse me again. It's 5:30 in the morning. I have work tomorrow. I should be asleep, but I can't. I can't sleep. Sometimes I feel like my own sense of worth comes from the way other people feel about me, and specifically women, a lot of the time. And I understand that's not healthy, that's not good for me, and I'm trying to break that habit and find self-worth based off my own actions, my own success. I've been doing a lot of work on my car lately. It's something I enjoy doing, something that I can do on my own. It makes me happy, and every time I do something that makes the car run better, or I fix something that's broken, because I drive a 90s vehicle. I drive a 1994 Subaru Legacy wagon. It's an import from Japan. Parts aren't very accessible for it, and every time I do something to make it better for myself, I feel pride and I feel good with that. Like it's a way to make myself feel better in my current situation. I live at home with my parents. I'm gonna be 20 in like 2 weeks, and it weighs on me. I feel like a burden. I feel like I should be doing more with my life. I have friends that are actively in college or going abroad, seeing the world. I would love to do that. I would love to go to visit another country or do things for myself that would better my life significantly. And I feel as though those things aren't available to me where I am right now. So I find ways to deal with that. I go to work, I save my money, I pay my bills, and I make the most of things. You know, I find joy in the small things, like playing Minecraft at 2 in the morning and recording it for an audience of 0. And it's finding healthy outlets like that. Well, I wouldn't say this is the most healthy outlet, but still, finding outlets in general to help de-stress or get your feelings out there in a way that you're not gonna have to worry about it or be judged. These things are important. Even like I said, even if it's not in the most healthy way, like I could be doing this earlier at night or before I go to work. It's just I don't know. It's difficult. Things can be difficult, and that's okay. It's okay for things to be difficult. At the end of the day, life isn't easy. There's trials and tribulations everywhere. Every day is a new challenge for everyone, and that's okay. Excuse me again. Oh my goodness. I feel like I was not yawning this much for the first video. Another stigma I want to tackle in this video. Um, the way I was raised is a story heard by many. It's boys don't cry, boys don't need to vent their feelings. Boys don't need the same support as girls do, and it's just not right in my opinion. Like at the end of the day, we're all human. Everybody feels the same emotions. Everybody deserves the same things. There's no real difference between the amount of support that a man would need versus a woman. And I feel that a lot of people feel the same way that my family did when I was growing up, that you're a man, just tough it out. You what do you need therapy for? What do you need a day off work just because you're feeling depressed? What? And that's not to say every time you're feeling down you should call out of work. You should shut everybody out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that having someone to talk to, or if you do need a day to just stay to yourself, it doesn't have to be a day off work, but it could be just a day you have nothing going on. It's important to take time. Excuse me again. Oh my goodness. It's important to take time for yourself and reflect as well. Not everybody's perfect. It's okay to be flawed. I used to struggle with that a lot. I would beat myself up over little things and get really in my head about certain things. Did I say the right thing to this person? Did I upset this person? And at the end of the day, they're responsible for their own actions as much as you are. And honestly, anybody that tries to blame other people for how they feel, it's pathetic, in my opinion. You are 100% responsible for your own actions. You are 100% responsible for the way you take out your feelings on other people. Hold on, where are my notes? The next thing I wanted to cover, I have a friend who is in a relationship with this girl, and I've noticed recently she doesn't always treat him the way that he treats her, if that makes sense. She's very, I don't want to say controlling because she's not controlling of him. She gets overly worried about him and the things he does. And like I said, I wouldn't say it's to the level where she's like controlling. Again, I don't want to use the same word over and over, but it's the best way to put it. She just doesn't seem to really understand the way he does things versus the way she does things. He's very outgoing. He likes to spend a lot of time with the people he cares about, his friends, his family. He's going to school right now for, I think, marine biology. I'm not sure. He might have switched his major. And he's very passionate about what he does, and what he's learning, and I feel like a bad friend not remembering. Excuse me. Oh my god. Man, I gotta like drink a Red Bull before the next time I do this. He's very passionate, and it's always good to see him striving for more when it comes to his studies, when it comes to his relationships, when it comes to everything. Honestly, he is a good friend as well. but she doesn't seem to want the best things for him. She seems to want him to be complicit and just want what she wants, and it's hard to see as a friend of his. I don't want to see him fall into this mindset that it's okay for him to just do whatever because his girlfriend wants him to. I've been there. I've been that person. I spent a lot of time doing classes I didn't really care much about because the girl I was with was doing them also. And I wouldn't say I regret it or that it wasn't entirely my decision. It was entirely my decision. It was just influenced by my 16-year-old brain thinking I was going to be with this girl forever and we were going to open a bake shop together. And retrospectively, I could have studied something I was more passionate with. I, I'm I was passionate about what I was doing at a point. There was a time, and I outgrew it, I feel. And there's not much that can be done about it at the end of the day. It is what it is. I can't go back. If I would, if I could, I don't think I would. I don't think I would change how I did anything. Maybe I would have treated certain people better, but I would have done the same things, I think, because honestly, it's part of who I am now. I gained a lot of skills that I wouldn't have otherwise. I made a lot of connections that I wouldn't have otherwise. I met some of my best friends going to that school, and I never would have met them without it. In the same breath, sometimes I do wish I had done things differently. And that's okay. It's okay to look back on things and kind of not regret, but think you would have done it differently. Like I was in school for a culinary arts degree. I am still passionate about cooking. I enjoy it. It's just not something I could do the rest of my life as a career. I can't handle being in a kitchen. I don't do well with taking direct orders like that from somebody who isn't really above me. Where if I were to go back into the field, yeah, I've got a college degree in the same field, and this person who's managing where I'm working probably doesn't. And I'm just being told what to do by them because it says manager on their nameplate. And that's something that's always frustrated me in the kitchen industry, where people think they're better than you because of a title. And I just don't understand that mindset of believing you're above somebody because somebody that believes they're above you told you that you are. I've just never really meshed with the concept, so I ended up going into automotives, and I'm currently working towards becoming a mechanic. It's something that I'm very passionate about. I love cars. I love working on cars. I love just fiddling with them and making things that don't work work. And it's something I enjoy, and that's something that nobody can take away from me, honestly. I also bond with my dad over cars, and that's a big part of why I like cars so much, I think, is because growing up, my dad wasn't always around, and now into my teenage years and adult life, he is, and I know now it wasn't really his fault that he wasn't there much. It was more on my mother. She did her best to try to distance him from me. I don't understand why. I never really will. Um, but in my adult life, my dad is 100% the biggest part of my support structure that I have. He is always there for me. Even if it's something stupid that I need to just cry about and complain about, he'll listen and he doesn't judge me. And I think that he's a good role model, I think. I could be wrong. Uh, Deep down, my dad could be annoyed with it. He could not care. And at the end of the day, I don't really know if it would bother me because I believe he does care. I think it takes a lot for a person to oh my goodness. Um I apologize. It takes a lot for a person to really really just listen and not judge and help the other person feel important or cared for. And that's why I respect him so much because he just does it without being asked. Sometimes he'll just check on me, and I think he's the only person that does that. I have good friends, I feel, and if they can see that something's wrong, they're obviously concerned and they care, but sometimes you can't always see when something's wrong with somebody, you know. Some people are better than me at hiding those things, and I'm just not the person to hide those feelings. I would rather put myself out there to my friends and family and make it known how I feel and look for that help that I need because it is okay to need help. And there's this stigma in my community, in my family a lot of the time. Extended family, not my immediate family, like my dad, obviously. But it's just not okay to feel these things as a man, and I don't understand it. I don't get the mindset of just bottling and making yourself feel worse all the time just because you don't want to be viewed as less of a man. It just it confuses me to no end why people just live by that. It it upsets me more than anything to see young men not look for the help that they need, because even if someone's not willing to admit it, everybody does need help sometimes, and that's okay. It's human to just need somebody to lean on or talk to. I am fortunate enough to where I have people that care, and I'm grateful to those people. My biggest support system, I would have to say, is my dad, my younger sister, and my best friend, who I consider my brother. Honestly, those people are the most important people in my life to me. I have a hard time sometimes reaching out, but I know that they're there if I need them, and it's important to make it known to people that you're there for them, I feel. A lot of people are very complicit, and they'll see that something's wrong with somebody that they're not necessarily super close with, and they'll just ignore it because they feel it's not their place. But sometimes that person is just crying out for help in a silent way, and you will never know if you don't just reach out. And that's okay. Some people can't express things the way that others do, and it's upsetting to see how many young men take their lives over misunderstandings or feeling as though they're not cared about. I- I'm I'm a very big advocate for men's mental health and for being there and just loving the people around you. You don't People don't have to be your family or even close friends for you to just show them compassion. And the way things are in the world we live in currently, it's just so non-compassionate. We have people running other people over with their car because they don't agree with the politics that they have, or the job that they have, or what they do with their life. And we have people discriminating based off of sex, race, religion, and I just don't understand it. I've always held the belief that everyone is equal. Everybody deserves the same as everyone else, even if it's not always readily available. It's still deserved. Like, somebody born into money versus somebody not. The person born into money doesn't deserve to be successful more than the person not born into money does. It's frustrating to me to watch the world around me. Honestly, it's it is what it is. I have one more point to go over. Where was my notepad? I keep losing it. Oh, right. Okay. I became friends online with somebody who is a non-binary, non-gender conforming person, and we were playing games together, right? And I came into a very awkward situation with this person recently where they had confessed to me that they had feelings for me, and I felt kind of horrible hearing that because myself and this person know I am not attracted to people who are biologically male. I don't feel the same way as this person, and it's a very hard situation when they're coming to me, building up this courage, telling me these things, and I want to continue a friendship with this person, but it's tense now and difficult. I do like what I have with this person currently. I like being friends and playing video games and talking about things that bother us in our lives, and that's all I've really viewed for this person ever. And situations like this happen. Again, it's part of human nature to want to be with someone, even when they don't necessarily want to be with you, or be attracted to somebody, even when they're not necessarily attracted to you. And it's especially frustrating for this friend because we found out very recently before that we live pretty close to each other. It would be a 20-minute drive if we were to ever hang out or meet each other in person. And I can see it from both sides. I can view it from the perspective of being the one that worked up all this courage and just was shot down. And I've never really had to be the person to do that. And it's frustrating on my end because I don't want to hurt this person. This is somebody I consider a friend. But I'm not going to pretend I'm somebody I'm not or do something I'm uncomfortable with just to make this person happy. And a lot of people will put themselves through that, and it's not healthy either to do that. At the end of the day, if you're not attracted to somebody, you're not attracted to somebody, and that doesn't make you a monster. It makes you who you are, for lack of a better term. It's okay to have unrequited feelings, even if it's hard. And I've spoken to this person some since everything's happened, and they seem apprehensive, which is reasonable. I would be too in this situation if I were the other person. I understand how frustrating that can be for them. But at the end of the day, as much as I can't change other people aren't going to change me. And that is what it is. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for this person at this point to make them feel any less embarrassed or feel less dumb. Not that they are. They're not dumb for feeling that way. It's just an awkward situation. And sometimes we gotta learn to deal with these things. And that's okay. I think I went over all the points I wanted to cover today. So I'm gonna do some standard YouTuber stuff now. I got a new computer, so obviously there's a big graphical change between this video and my last. If you happen to watch this video and you like what you see, please do consider to subscribe or like the video, even leave a comment. Tell me about awkward situations you've been in and things that you need to get off your chest that you just haven't been able to. I will reply to every comment. I will reply to every single one. And anybody that needs help, please reach out. If you feel you have nobody else, I will be that person. Reach out. I will help you find help locally. Remember that nothing is ever worth harming yourself or anyone around you. At the end of the day, there will be a tomorrow. You will live to see tomorrow. It is worth living to see tomorrow. Every person has worth. Every person deserves the best. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all people. And it is very important to feel love for yourself, feel love for others. And again, I'm a random 19-year-old on the internet, but if you need help, reach out. Leave a comment. I will message anybody privately that needs it and offer support, because I have been in a place where I needed support and didn't have it and felt that ending my life was the only option or a way out, and it's not. It's never worth it. It is never truly going to make anybody happy. It will not make you happy. It will not make your family happy. It will not make your pets happy. It will not benefit anybody. Now that my sappy stuff is out of the way, I want to thank anybody that made it through the video for watching. I ask that you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I just want you to know people care about you. And it gets better. If not the random person on the internet, reach out to somebody. Just text that friend you haven't talked to in a while. You know. Again, I want to thank anybody that made it through the video for watching. I'm going to try to upload more consistently. I've been very busy with work, just had multiple people leave the shop that I work in, and it's been detrimental on the whole staff. Everybody's been working a little extra. Everybody's been having to work a little extra hard when they're there, and it's part of the job. But it's definitely been taxing on me physically and mentally a little bit. But that's okay. I will make it through it. At the end of the day, I choose to work where I work. I choose to do what I do. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you all in the next one, hopefully. Bye-bye.